Hello, and welcome to In the DeNovo, a series of video interviews with today's thought leaders on everything to do with treasury management, product management, and instant and faster payments, covering topics from payments to industry trends and other exciting subjects coming in the future. I'm Will Grace. I'm the host, founder, and managing director here at DeNovo Treasury. We're a consulting firm focused on helping financial institution leaders define strategy, transform client experience, and grow revenue in the treasury management space. Thanks for joining us and staying in the know within the DeNovo. Before we get into the FedNow release, I thought it would be appropriate for you to remind our subscribers and listeners of how FedNow and RTP compare and contrast.
Okay.
Mind starting there for us? Yeah.
Absolutely. So first, FedNow and RTP are both real-time gross settlement systems. They're both built on the backs of an international standard called ISO 20022. One is operated by the Federal Reserve banks, and the other is operated by the clearinghouse. So if we think about where the industry is now, you have EPN, operated by the clearinghouse, and Fed ACH, operated by the Federal Reserve banks. You have CHIPS, operated by the clearinghouse. You have FedWire, operated by the Federal Reserve banks. Now we have this third option for real-time gross settlement instead of ACH or wire. So the clearinghouse is owned by some of the largest banks in the country, and they make that service available to, in general, their largest financial institutions. For this network, they're inviting all institutions to join, the same way that FedNow is offering all institutions to join. So major differences. They use the same messaging standard, but they have a different settlement mechanism. So FedNow is settling in financial institutions' Federal Reserve master account. And the RTP system settles in a joint settlement account held at the Fed for the benefit of all the participants. So that joint account service was created by the Fed specifically for payment settlement services for payment rails. So there's a settlement difference in terms of the joint account. That's a pre-funded account. For the Federal Reserve, dipping into someone's master account, you could have intraday overdraft. If you don't have a Federal Reserve master account, you have to contract with a correspondent, either a banker's bank or a corporate credit union. And in that case, those transactions settle into their master account. The second difference is that for RTP, when you have a service provider providing a connection into the network, you can only have one of those. So one financial institution, one technical connection into the network for RTP. For FedNow, you could have many processors who are all sending transactions on your behalf into the FedNow network. You could only have one of them receive transactions, but you could have multiple processors initiate send transactions for you. So that's kind of at a high level.
Well, also with the networks right now, there's a difference in the dollar amount, correct?
True.
Yeah.
$500,000 is the limit for FedNow, and we're up to $1 million at RTP. That's because there's more experience in the RTP network. They started out on day one with a $25,000 limit. We're expecting them to go up to maybe 2 million next year. And we anticipate that will be similar, that as people get more comfortable with the FedNow network, that they will probably raise that limit as well. So that's probably going to be a moving target over time for both networks.
I love it when a good conversation comes together. We are so lucky to have friends willing to sit down and talk with us about the industry. For more content like the video we shared today, check out our website at denovotreasury.com and our YouTube channel at DeNovo Treasury. Thanks for joining us today for In the DeNovo. See you next time.